All right, guides, welcome to your night sky briefing for March 2026. Out here in the bush, when the sun finally goes down, a whole new world just opens up above our heads. This month, the heavens are putting on a really spectacular show, and we're going to walk through exactly what to look for so you can share all that magic with your guests. Every single point of light up there has a story, a distance, a history. So let's just think about that as we begin. The sky, it's not just a map of stars, it's more like a library of ancient tales and absolutely incredible science. Okay, let's dive right in. First up, let's turn our eyes to the west, right as those last colors of sunset are fading away. This is your window to catch some of the planets, but you have got to be quick about it. They're putting on a brief but really beautiful performance in the evening twilight. Okay, so the first thing you're going to notice is the contrast. You won't be able to miss Venus. It is absolutely brilliant, shining at a magnitude of -3.9. It's the brightest thing you'll see there, for sure. But look closely, and you'll find its companion, Saturn. It's a lot fainter, but it has this steady, kind of unwavering light. And hey, for a special treat, mark your calendars for March 8th. That's when these two are going to appear incredibly close together in the sky. As that twilight really starts to deepen, another planet is going to take center stage, Jupiter. It's just a brilliant, steady beacon, and it's going to dominate the sky for most of the night. So once Venus sets, Jupiter is your main planetary highlight. And our own moon is the perfect tour guide this month. It just kind of wanders across the sky, pointing out highlights as it goes. On the 20th, look for it hanging out near Venus. Then on the 23rd, it's going to pass by the famous Pleiades cluster, the Seven Sisters. On the 26th, it has a really beautiful encounter with Jupiter. And on the 28th, it helps you find the wonderful Beehive Cluster. This just shows you so perfectly how the sky is always in motion. All right, let's shift gears from the wandering planets to the fixed stars. If you know the brightest ones, they give you these amazing anchors in the sky, points you can always find and then use to navigate to other sites. For March, the top three are just unmissable. First up is the undisputed champion of brightness, Sirius, also known as the dog star. It's literally the brightest star in our entire night sky, and you'll see it twinkling like crazy. It's a real showstopper. Coming in at number 2 is Canopus. This is another brilliant beacon, and it shines with a really steady, silvery light. It might not be as famous as Sirius, but wow, its brightness is truly impressive, and it's a key star for us here in the Southern Hemisphere. And to give you a sense of its raw power, just think about this number, 14,000. Canopus is 14,000 times more luminous than our own sun. The only reason it looks fainter is because it's so much farther away. It's a true cosmic giant. And rounding out our top 3 is Alpha Centauri. Now this one is special. Not only is it incredibly bright, but it's also our closest stellar neighbor, just 4.4 light years away. In cosmic terms, it's practically next door. So now that we've got our anchor stars identified, let's use them to find the most famous pattern in the entire southern sky. A true icon and really a vital tool for navigation for centuries. And here it is, the Southern Cross, or crux. This month, you'll find it about halfway at the sky, over in the southeast. It's a small but really distinct and unmistakable kite shape. Pointing this out to guests is it's a moment of a real connection to the history of exploration on this continent. And hey, if you're ever having trouble spotting it, there's a brilliant trick. Look for those 2 bright stars we just talked about, Alpha Centauri and its neighbor, Beta Centauri. They form a bright pair that we call the pointers. Just draw a line through them, and they'll point you straight to the top of the cross. It's like the sky's own built-in treasure map. Of course, the sky is so much more than just science. It's a canvas for stories. Every culture has looked up and seen heroes and gods and monsters. Let's explore some of the ancient myths you can share this month. If you look high in the northern sky, you'll find the constellation Gemini. It's marked by its 2 brightest stars, Castor and Pollux. These 2 represent the inseparable twins from Greek mythology, the sons of Leda. It's a fantastic story of brotherhood, just placed forever up there in the stars. We've already met Sirius, right? The brightest star? Well, it's the lead star in the constellation Canis Major, which means the great dog. It's often pictured following its master, Orion the Hunter, across the sky. So when you see Sirius, you're looking at the eye of a loyal celestial companion.
Oh, and here's a great one for storytelling. Look for the long, winding constellation of Hydra, the water snake. Riding on its back are two smaller constellations, Crater, the cup, and Corvus, the crow. All three are woven together into a single, really dramatic Greek myth about a thirsty crow and a pretty angry god.
Okay, now for those guests who want to see a little deeper, this is where a simple pair of binoculars becomes a portal to another universe. There are some absolutely incredible sights this month that are just waiting to be discovered with a little bit of magnification. Here are your top targets. The Beehive is this kind of ghostly patch of light that, in binoculars, resolves into a whole swarm of stars. Near the Southern Cross, you have the incredible Jewel Box, which is famous for its contrasting colors. And then there's the showstopper, Omega Centauri. And you can even see a whole other galaxy, the Large Magellanic Cloud. So what is Omega Centauri? Well, it's something we call a globular cluster. I want you to imagine a giant spherical city of stars, all of them ancient, all tightly bound together by gravity. It's one of the oldest and most massive objects orbiting our own Milky Way galaxy. And to put its scale into perspective, Omega Centauri contains roughly 1 million stars. Just let that sink in for a second. 1 million suns, all packed into a single ball of light that just looks like a fuzzy star to the naked eye. Through binoculars, it is a breathtaking sight. As we start to wrap up our tour, let's connect all these different sights to the bigger picture. The sky isn't static, right? What we see tonight is just a snapshot in a grand cosmic rhythm that's tied directly to our seasons right here on Earth. On March 20th, we have the equinox. This is the exact moment when the sun crosses the celestial equator, heading south. For us, here in the Southern Hemisphere, this marks the official beginning of autumn. It's a moment of balance, really, a celestial signpost marking that slow turn towards the cooler, clearer skies of winter. And that's the perfect thought to leave your guests with. The sky is always changing. As the Earth continues its journey and the seasons turn, new constellations are going to rise and new stories will emerge. So the final question is always this: what will you discover next time you look up? Keep watching the skies.